I see that Mrs. Gardner's class is perfectly quiet. They want to hear their names. And Mrs. Hong's class is ready, and Mrs. Lee's class is ready. Okay, Mrs. Gardner.
My mathematics student is Leona Lima. For language arts, Jacqueline Galindo. For reading, Elias Mulder. For spelling, Marcos Diaz. These are my students for citizenship. Vanessa, Riel Villa, Elizabeth Cantinez, Gonzalez, Regina Kristen, Edgar Cruz, Marcos Diaz, Juan Flores, Jacqueline Lindo, Roxana Gomez, Giovanna Gonzalez, Chloe Little, Dalton Lund, Marcos Melcher, Carlos Tram Nguyen, Leona Odette Rocha, Maria Mera, Julia Riyad.
All right, and I would like to introduce Ms. Chung, and she is substituting for Mrs. Ruiz Gonzalez, who had a little baby girl last week named Vita. So she's doing really well, and Mrs. Chung is her wonderful substitute.
Good morning. Our top math student is Estuardo Orozco. Our top language arts student is Stephanie Ortero. Our reading student is Yolatson Martinez. Our spelling student is Angel Strada. And for citizenship, Ashley Carranza, Marilyn Aranda, Isaac Lopez, Eileen Morales, Michelle Perez, Talia Toei, Shai Tonampea, Kiara Ordaz, Estuardo Orozco, Stephanie Ortera, Yolatson Martinez, Angel Estrada, Daisy Cruz, and Nancy Sanchez.
All right, let's get Mrs. Chung's class. attendance. Perfect attendance is that you don't miss any school and you can only have one tardy. No more than one tardy. We're going to do first grade only to start with. And they are going to, I'm going to read their name. You're going to get your certificate from Mrs. Lee, and then you're going to stand down there on the white line. First grade. Ready? Joshua Flores. Martha Gomez. Victor Hernandez Romero. Hugo Martinez. You're going to stand on the white line down on the ground. You're going to stand down on this white line down there. So will you go down there? Because we're going to have too many people to fit up here. Joanna Martinez. Julia Nguyen. And Jessica Sanchez. Now, perfect attendance for Mrs. Lee's class. Christopher Clemente, Alexander Lopez, Bethany Mai. All the way down on the white line. And now, perfect attendance for Mrs. Rios' class. Ricardo Alvarez, Danielle Dominguez, David Hernandez, Noemi Lopez, Gustavo Melchor, Jonathan Perez, and Itzia Galvan. Okay, perfect attendance for second grade. Miss Smith. Okay, if you don't have one, we'll get you one in the office. Jasmine Hernandez. Johan Martinez. Ashley Olea. And Luis Torres Reynoso. From Ms. Hopkins, Jocelyn Nguyen, and Denise Soto. Perfect attendance for Mrs. Flowtree, Nayeli Martinez, Kathy Tran, Gerardo Villafuerte, and Andy Bowe. Mrs. Ramos, Rebecca Lopez, Blessing Mai, and Luis Nicholas. For Miss Ruiz, and now the rest of you can stay up here. Miss Ruiz has Betzabel Gonzalez, Brandon Lieno Sabina, Isaac Lopez, Yolatson Martinez, and Emiliano Sanchez. Mrs. Gardner's class, Charlie Abina, Gloria Cifuentes, Edgar Cruz, Jacqueline Galindo, Roxana Gomez, Orlando Guillen, Dalton Lund, Tram Nguyen, Maria del Carmen Flor Romero. Let's give all of our perfect attendees a big hand. Each of our students Each teacher gets to give one principal award. One. It can be to a girl, it can be to a boy, and it can be for whatever the teacher wants to give it to them for. But when it's the principal's award, it has to be somebody that's worked really, really hard to do something special. So the first one, we're going to do all the principal awards. You're going to come up and stand on the stage. The first one goes to Stephanie Armenta for putting forth her best effort in the area